and then started creating a buzz around Farhan Akhtar making his debut as an actor. Ultimately, luckily, the film was good, music was good, it worked. And that was the last film that I did PR for. In between, I did Priyanka Chopra. She was surrounded with a lot of controversies around her. This was the time when she made her debut during Andaz. Then I did PR for Vivek Oberoi last year. My job was to do a turnaround of his image from downright negative to acceptable. If you remember, Vivek Oberoi was very much criticized for his ways, very much also criticized for the so-called interference of his father in his work, and a lot of other aspects. And my job was to bring a turnaround in that, in the way people looked at brand Vivek Oberoi. So we started with him apologizing in the media for his past, the Salman Khan episode, and then we moved on to hammering the fact that Vivek Oberoi is a talented actor who recognized so much for his talent and more known for his controversies. And we had these strategic steps that we took in the media, these particular news angles, gossip angles which we leaked out. Meanwhile, we made sure that Vivek Oberoi did not utter a word in the media, because in the past, whenever he would say something in the media, it was misconstrued. So we made sure that, we kept Vivek away from the media and still kept him in the news. The turnaround happened around 6 months ago, and now you see mostly everything that you see about Vivek Oberoi post-Qurban has all been in the positive. Then another actor that I have been handling of late is Govinda. From the last about 4-5 months. Though I have known Govinda since '95, I took on his PR recently. I'm also handling PR for his daughter, who's going to make her debut. And Shilpa Shetty, as you saw in the video, handled her for 5 years through the thick and thin of all the controversies. I have been often blamed for creating some controversies too. I have been often blamed for highlighting and projecting and building a lot of controversies too. Part of the blame is also true, because as PR strategists, we need to keep our clients in news often. And we do adhere to certain norms and policies, but there are times we break a lot of rules and we forget a lot of ethics too, sometimes to keep our clients in news. Not everybody admits this, but yes, in PR we normally, the primary concern is to keep the client's brand intact, and the primary concern is to keep the client rolling in the media. Another client is Hrithik Roshan. He has been with me since the last 6 years now, 5 to 6 years, since Koi Mil Gaya. Who else? So these are basically my clients. When you are going to get out in the real world, as we were discussing, and when you're going to get out in the so-called big bad world of Bollywood, the first thing I think one needs to do, or sometimes is required to do, is unlearn a lot of things that you learnt in school or college. Reason being, not that the school or college teaches you something which is very different from the real world, but the reason being that every person, every human being has his own experiences and he thinks from his own experiences. and he builds a team of people around him or her who he wants to work in a certain way. So when you go and join a team, you might have to adapt and adjust to the norms and circumstances and rules and regulations of the way that team or that culture functions. And that is one primary reason that what you learn from school, often you have to go into that team and unlearn. Because the director or the maker or the producer will say, no, I don't want this. This is not how it is done. So not necessarily the school has taught you something wrong or incorrect. The school has given you a basic understanding of things. But the real world has a little different understanding of things. So you don't have to relearn everything. You just have to do a little bit of adjusting and adapting to, different teams and different makers and the different thought processes. Like an Anurag Kashyap would work completely different from a Sanjay Leela Bhansali. Sanjay Leela Bhansali's team would think on a different level and canvas, and Anurag Kashyap, if he has to think, he will think Sanjay Bhansali is a fool. He does a lot of wastage. He wastes a lot of time. His way of functioning is completely different. But no, that guy is actually working in his style and this guy is working in his style. And what schools and colleges teach is a basic understanding of all styles. Okay, so it's just a process of crossing over to adjusting to those different styles, which we say that this world is different, and when you go out in the outside world, it's a completely new world. No, actually it is not. This foundation that you get is very crucial. What it teaches you here. I have seen a lot of students who have learnt, like I have met and interacted more with BMM and BMS and management students, and I have seen students, the basic understanding that they get, and a person coming from completely outside who has not really learnt media, and when both of them try to adjust in the outside world,